I grew up in a small town in northern Pennsylvania, the kind of place where people waved even if they didn't know you. Our house sat at the edge of town, backed by woods that went on farther than anyone ever explored. Once the sun went down, there were no streetlights past our driveway, just trees, darkness, and silence. The nearest neighbor was almost half a mile away. In September of 2012, I was 16 years old. My parents worked opposite schedules. My mom left for her night shift at the hospital just before dark, and my dad didn't usually get home until well after midnight. That meant most nights, it was just me and my 8-year-old sister. The first strange thing happened sometime in mid-September. I was taking the trash out when I noticed a shape near the tree line. At first, I thought it was a deer standing still, but it didn't move. It was tall, too tall, and it was facing the house. I stood there longer than I should have, waiting for it to step forward or disappear. It didn't. I went back inside and locked the door without telling anyone. A few nights later, I saw it again. Same spot, same distance. This time, the porch light was on, and I could tell it was a person. No jacket, no hood, just standing there like he belonged. My dad checked the woods the next night and found nothing. He told me it was probably someone passing through, maybe a hunter or a shortcut someone used. I wanted to believe him. Not long after that, the knocking started. 3 slow knocks on the front door. Not loud, not aggressive, just deliberate. I didn't answer. A few minutes passed, and the same knocking came again. When I checked the people, no one was there. Later, the knocking moved to the back door. Same rhythm. It stopped on its own. After that night, I started noticing patterns. The knocking always happened earlier than before. Whoever it was knew our routines, knew when my mom left, knew when my dad wouldn't be home. A few days later, my sister told me someone waved at her while she was waiting for the bus. She said he stood near the woods and smiled. She said he held up 3 fingers. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't know how to explain it without sounding insane. By early October, I avoided windows at night. I kept lights off. Still, it felt like someone was watching the house from just beyond where the light reached. A few nights later, while it was raining hard enough to blur the yard, the knocking came back. 3 knocks. I stayed still. Then I heard a voice. It came from the other side of the door. Calm, low, almost conversational. "Your dad's running late tonight." I didn't respond. After a few minutes, the voice spoke again. "You usually check after the second knock." I grabbed my sister and pulled her into the hallway. The voice moved. This time it came from the back door. "Don't worry," he said. "I won't come in." We locked ourselves in the bathroom and called the police. While I was on the phone, the voice came again, quieter now. Closer. "You always lock this door first." The police arrived after my dad did. They searched the woods and found footprints near the tree line. They weren't leading toward the house. They were positioned like someone had been standing there for a long time. Cameras and motion lights went up after that. For a few weeks, nothing happened. Then my mom called one evening while my dad was still at work. She asked why someone had been standing in the driveway. The footage showed a man standing just outside the range of the motion lights. He didn't move, not even slightly. He stood there long enough for the camera to stop recording. After that, small things started happening. The trash cans were moved back up the driveway. The porch light was turned off after we left it on. The back gate was unlatched in the morning. One day, my sister found a note inside her backpack. It said, "You'll need your gloves tomorrow." It snowed the next day. By November, my parents decided we were moving. On our second to last night in the house, the power went out without warning. No storm, no wind, just sudden darkness. A few minutes passed. Then the knocking returned. Front door first, then the back, then the side of the house. Finally, the voice came from somewhere outside the bathroom window. I was early tonight. We left before the power came back on. Years later, my dad admitted something he'd never told us. Neighbors had mentioned someone watching the house long before I was born. Always from the woods. Always gone before anyone could confront him. They thought ignoring it would make it stop. Last month, I heard that voice again. I was locking up my apartment when someone behind me said calmly, "You still lock the bathroom first."